Hey guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video. A lovely morning here. The frost almost looks like it's been snowing. Hasn't, unfortunately, because that would be a lot of fun. Of course, we're joined today with my A45S AMG. We've got a fun video lined up today, but seeing as it is so cold, I cannot feel my hands at all. I've got about a 2-hour journey ahead of me, so heated seat is going to be definitely on for the whole of that. But it also gives me a perfect opportunity to tell you the plan for today is going to be a fun one, like I said. So let's hop in, get on the road, and I'll explain more. Okay, so about halfway through our journey so far, all fairly smooth sailing, which is good. But in terms of a destination, we are heading today to EST Performance, who actually, very excitingly, are going to be one of the partners with this build. They are, of course, a tuning company specializing in most cars, but the A45 platform is something which they've really pushed forward with. So yeah, very, very excited to be working with them. And of course, part of the reason why I'm going there today is to actually meet up with them, have a bit of a meeting and go through the plans for the car, most of which you won't actually see or hear about in this video, but we're also going to be getting the car on the dyno, which is going to be really exciting to see exactly what this car runs and pushes out in its stock form. Now, according to Mercedes, the A45S pushes out 421 PS, which is about 415 horsepower. However, it's not uncommon for cars to actually read a little bit more. So yeah, it's going to be really good to see basically what this thing runs stock, to get some baseline figures. Of course, I'm going to be using these guys for the whole tuning process of it. So I'll be using the same dyno and everything like that. So I think I'll catch up with you when I get to EST in about an hour and a half's time. Here we are then, very icy. They have in fact had some snow here. Anyway, just round this very icy and snowy corner, we have EST, some lovely cars parked outside actually. There we are. Wow, it is snowy outside. Now I reckon this thing is going to be absolutely caked in mud and salt. As you can see out here though, look at this. Crikey, definitely wasn't like that where I came from, but here we are. Here at EST, another A45S outside. Bi-turbo C63 has just pulled in. But yeah, some awesome cars parked outside. Loving the colour of that previous generation A45. But yeah, here at EST, really, really looking forward to meeting the guys actually. These guys, like I mentioned on the way up, do a lot with the A45 platform. That's what they're mainly known for. But as you can see, pretty wide variety of cars they specialise in as well. So I think I'm going to head on inside, say hello to the guys, have a little chat about things with this, and then I imagine it'll be time to get the car strapped down on the dyno and then see what it runs stock, get some baseline figures, and then go from here. But yeah, loving that. Awesome colour. Okay, so as the car is going in, we're joined with Yusuf from Hello. EST. Thank you very much for having me along today. Right. Cool to see everything. One thing has been done just quickly before it goes in here. So you run it in two-wheel drive mode,
yeah,
basically?
So we run all the A45Ss in front-wheel drive just because the rear diffs don't like unlinked dynos, and ours unfortunately isn't a linked dyno. So yeah, we disconnect the rear Haldex and basically just run it front-wheel drive. We get more accurate figures that way, and we don't end up messing with anything in the process. Yeah, but it's simple, unplug and plug back in, same as every process we do with all of them.
Absolutely, so,
yeah.
Now, you've done loads of these, right, so far?
Yeah, probably done the most in the UK.
Yeah,
and we've done quite a few for our dealers that we've got in Australia, Underground Performance, and a couple in Taiwan as well. So yeah, we've done a fair few of them. We started development on them back in, literally the first customer-owned CLA 45S that came out was obviously what came out before these, and we had delivery of that, so we started on these, I think, before anyone else in the UK or Europe, to be fair. But yeah.
And they have been out a little while now, actually, really.
They have, yeah, nearly 3 years.
Obviously, not today we're doing any tuning.
No, not today.
Just to get some baselines, but yeah, it's cool to come down here, meet you guys, and ultimately see what it reads. Generally, is it quite a strict dyno, is it? Yeah, so our dyno is known for being a really strict dyno. I'd rather be conservative with figures. Absolutely. Tell people that they're making what our dyno says, which is what we run all our benchmarks off of. And I'd rather that be slightly, say, stricter, rather than over-eager and overzealous, because in reality, when you go to race your mates, if someone pulls up next to you the same power and you start getting pulled on, you'll know why. Absolutely. So yeah, I guess we're just going to get the car strapped down. It's obviously all up to temp and everything because I've had quite a long drive, and then get a few runs, see what it makes.
Yeah, should be good.
Okay, runs are all done. Car is obviously still here on the dyno. That was the first time I've sat inside a car when it's on a dyno run. It's
a weird feeling, isn't it?
It is very strange, very strange.
Yeah.
But we've obviously got, well, we did what, 4 or 5 runs I think it was in the end?
We did, yeah.
Just to get like a
consistent figure.
Yeah. Very consistent actually.
It was. Luckily, it's freezing today, which is good for tuning.
Yeah.
We actually ended up making above what recommended stock figures tend to be and what we usually see. We tend to see sort of anywhere from sort of 415 up to 425 on a standard car, even sometimes with a downpipe fitted.
Yeah.
But being that it was literally 4.5 degrees inside the dyno cell today, and not to mention how cold the air was being thrown through our fans into the front.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it made good figures. So it's a good benchmark, because obviously when we begin whatever we're doing, we can hopefully have some top figures on this, because obviously being that it's quite a healthy car to start with, it's low mileage as well. We have just found an annoyance, because this car has actually been fitted with EGT sensors, which was a recall and a fix from Mercedes. So they always have obviously the lambda probes, but they've got additional 2 sensors here and one further down the downpipe, and that was due to some unknown reason. Mercedes never actually released any sort of like press around it. They literally just started doing them on cars from 70 plate onwards, and 71 plates. So yeah, it's something else we've got to mess about with now, but won't affect anything other than just a little bit more time when we come to fit the downpipe.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. A little bit higher than what you're used to, but still healthy, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a nice benchmark, really.
Really well the entire way, no slipping anywhere in terms of wheel spin or anything like that. It's exactly what we'd want to see. Obviously the drag line's real low as well, which is good. 82 is pretty much bang on what we see. So obviously a P norm, so that's your calculated figure based off the dyno's algorithm to work out what the optimal performance the car would be making based off of optimal environment temperatures and intake temperatures and all that sort of stuff. So obviously 429 is what it would optimally be making today. 425 is what it actually ran, and then obviously 429 is what the dyno works out to be. Like peak effectively. Obviously wheel horsepower is pretty self-explanatory, 342, and then drag is your loss between engine and transmission to the wheels, which on this car is pretty much bang on where it should be. So 82. That does tend to go up a little bit when you start to tune vehicles, just naturally because obviously percentages and things like that. When you come to tune the car, obviously it's making more power, therefore it's going to lose a little bit more. But all in all, it did really well.
Yeah, now I'm looking forward to getting it tuned.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Wicked. It's going to spend a lot of time on this dyno, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much it, isn't it? Get the car unstrapped and go from there. Okay, baseline all done. So basically, in short, we made a little bit more than normal, basically due to how freezing it is today. As expected, pretty much as normal, which is good. For now though, at least, it is farewell from EST. As I mentioned, we will be back there very, very soon. Very excited for that. This car is still, I don't know, I'm still in the honeymoon phase with this thing. I've only done still like 400 miles in it, if that. I think we'll have a bit of fun on the way home before wrapping up the video. Okay, Sport Plus. Oh, there we go, manual gearbox. Oh, it is still so much fun. It's crazy to think that this is stock. It's got this much punch completely stock. And let's be honest, Mercedes with this thing have really pushed the boat out, seeing as it's a 2-litre 4-cylinder. I think when it was released, or maybe even still to this day, it's the most powerful 2-litre 4-cylinder, most powerful engine spec of its kind. Might be wrong, but either way, it's definitely up there. And having just spoken to the guys at EST, there is still some restrictions, i.e. the gearbox, and in terms of making that accessible to be tuned. Even still, it's an absolute rocket ship. Absolute rocket ship. Really cool to see the guys at EST. You can of course find all of their details down in the description down below. But yeah, as I was saying, we will be up there loads in the coming months, which is all very exciting. So yeah, that is it for me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please do make sure you leave a like and make sure to subscribe for all the adventures still to come.